Hello everyone. Welcome to day 2 of this beautiful masterclass. I wanted to first go over a little bit from yesterday, just to kind of review. If you haven't seen that module yet, you can go back and check that out before this, or if you're just watching this, hello and welcome, and you can just kind of check in and be here where you are, and always you can go back and check out that first module. If you haven't had a moment to look at the workbook, I sent it in an email yesterday, and I will send it again today. So if you're not already on my mailing list, I'll put the link in the comments here. And the other place that I have it is in the Facebook group. So if you're in the Facebook group and you're tuning in there, it is in there. So I will also put that today. I'm putting together the kind of guide section, so you'll have that workbook there. And it's really going to be most beneficial if you're able to go in and fill out the journaling prompts, kind of be with this work. It's very powerful when you actually do the work and you decide to jump into it. So if you are just tuning in, you can type hello into the chat. I can't see when it says it doesn't say who's here. So if you are here, say hello in the chat so that I can say hello back to you. And if you're watching the replay, you can hashtag replay or just say hello and I will give you a hello back. I love the synergy and the ability to work with the energy that's here and seeing who's participating in this work. And, you know, it is, I think, the hardest work. And I think that's why so many people avoid it, and why there's this illusion that we're beyond it and we don't need to go back and heal the feminine. And it's a really sad illusion, because it really takes the most courage to dive in and do this work. So I applaud you if you're here and you're doing this work. It is not a popular path. It can be a lonely path. So thank you for being here with me. And today we're talking about your divine purpose, and how if you don't feel like you are fully confident, 110% sure, and really shining in your mission and in your work in this world, how typically it is cloaked into your shadow. Yesterday we talked about how the feminine is our subconscious mind, and today I'm going to talk a little bit more about what is the shadow work, and how it really is the feminine work. So when we set a goal, or we have a purpose, or we're going somewhere, we're like, I'm going to do this thing. That is a masculine, right? I'm going to take action. I'm going to do it. The dream, the inspiration, the desire is the feminine. And then when we start taking the actions, that is a masculine. What happens in between there, when we start taking these little actions towards our goal, what tends to happen is our shadow, the subconscious mind, the feminine, comes in and sabotages, questions, feels imposter syndrome, doesn't know if they're good enough, doesn't know if they're too much or they're not enough, all of those things that we talked about yesterday. This is the shadow, and this is why so much of the feminine has been kept in the shadows. And when we bring her out of the shadows, we can rely on her power. While she is in the shadow and in the subconscious mind below our consciousness, and there is a part of her that is meant to stay there in symbols and dreams and the mystery and the occult, like that is supposed to stay there. But the power of the feminine is supposed to be in the conscious, in our posture, in the way we operate in the world, in our energy. And so if we are stalling on our goal, if we have a goal and we have things that we set for a week, but we don't do them, and we want to call ourselves lazy or procrastinating, or I just don't want to do it, that is something that is living in the subconscious mind, a fear, which yesterday I talked about. Judgment is just fear cloaked as morality. So you might have a goal, you might set yourself some mini goals for the week, and ultimately, if you don't do them, there is shadow work to be done to understand why you aren't doing the thing. So this is why I really don't believe in all strategy coaching where it's like, oh, just do the thing and, X, Y, and Z, and then you're great and you're good. And it's like, no, that's not how it works, because at the subconscious level, if you're sabotaging yourself, or you're not believing in yourself, or you have some fear about success and being big energy and taking up a lot of space, then even if you're doing the damn thing, it will not yield the results that you want, because we set into motion with our beliefs our reality. I'm not going to go into the science of this and quantum physics and all of that stuff, but here's the thing. We are all living in a hologram. And if we are taking actions, but when we're doing it, we're like, oh, this isn't going to work, or we're sabotaging it, or we're not believing in it, or at an even deeper level, we're doing the thing and we're like, oh, this is going to offer great results, but there's some block to success, or there's some block to taking up space, or there's some block to you're being a prima donna. Like whatever the energy is there underneath the surface is stronger than the conscious mind. And this is how our energy depicts what we're shown in the external world. What we're believing is shown to us in the external world. So you can tell yourself and you can slap a mantra over anything, but if underneath that it's rooted into some fear of being seen, or being seen as too much or not enough, or being an imposter, then you're never going to have the thing that you want. And this is why we see so many people who never actualize, who never bloom. And it takes a lot of courage to go in and do the inner work so that you can fully bloom. And it is a work in progress. We're always going through involutions and evolutions and growth and opportunities to be challenged in that and learn more about that. So there is no success and failure in that. It's just the availability you have to showing up and doing the work. So if you're just tuning in, again, I can't see who's here and say hello. So please type hello into the chat so that I know you're here. I see people popping in and out, but I can't acknowledge them. So, okay. So yesterday we talked about our judgments, and we talked a lot about how we've internalized a lot of the systematic judgment of the feminine, and how we learn at a very young age what is safe and unsafe to exhibit, to embody, to be. And it's really important to go back and heal and I don't know what the word is here that I'm trying to say, like bump out those past beliefs and those past attachments that we form to what is safe and what is not safe. We make those formations based on what is being shown to us at a very young age, and that imprints upon our subconscious mind, so that as we get older, even if other people are doing things and are safe in it, it's easier to judge those people than it is to do the inner work to change the beliefs about what is safe and what is not, because it is so deep into survival and so deep into your like fight or flight and your nervous system. And this is why the nervous system work is so big, and so much of my work is about that nervous system, not even regulation, but more of understanding and seeing what's lighting you up. Because when you can see what's lighting you up and where you are collapsing because you can't hold something, even, and this is the biggest thing that I've shifted in my life, is being able to hold good things. And so if you were programmed at a young age that you don't deserve good things, or good things don't come to you, then it's going to take a lot of work to replace that with, it's safe to have good things. It's safe to feel good things, right? And so this is the nervous system healing that we do. And the way that we do that, I'm going to show you just a tiny little taste, because that's all I can do in a free masterclass container with, I can't even see who's here, and I can't read the room. But if you want to dive into this work in a really juicy, yummy, great way, I have 4 spots available at a very special offering. It is a year of working with me. I mentioned it yesterday. I need to eat. My stomach's going crazy. It is a container with me one-on-one where you get 4 courses with me. You get 4 for the year deep dive coaching sessions quarterly. So we do this with the season change, which is so amazing. I've done this for several years and I love, love, love this model for just change and growth and manifesting magic. So this is really something that I feel really passionately about and that can really make some big waves in your life. So, and Voxer chat. So if you're not on Voxer, don't worry about it. I'll teach you how to use it, but it is basically a walkie-talkie app where we can go back and forth and I can offer you coaching there as well in between our sessions. So it's a membership. It is I have 4 spots. That is $444 a month for the year. So monthly for 12 payments. Or I have a pay in full option for $4,444, which is freaking amazing for a year container, 4 courses, which those 4 courses on their own would equal more than the whole package. So it's a very amazing deal. I have 4 spots available for that, and then I will be raising the rate, but I want to offer that to this community first. So if you're interested in that, definitely reach out and look in your workbook on the last page, the bottom link. You can click there to see more about that and see if it's an option for you. Okay, so I wanted to go into your divine potential, your divine purpose. And oftentimes it's very much the case that the thing that we are the most passionate about, the thing that we have the most fire for, we tend to have the most blocks ourselves to being it, to living it, to acting in it. And the reason for this is that we have to confront our fears and we have to feel the fear and do it anyway. I love the acronym for fear is false. Can I do this? False evidence appearing real. It's like such a great acronym for what fear is. You always want to ask yourself to be shown if this fear you have has root in truth. And 99.9% of the time, you will get a no. It's just your imagination playing games with you. And your brain is designed to keep you safe. So you will never be alive, a breathing, living human without experiencing fear. It's just about acknowledging the fear and doing the damn thing anyway. So this is how people meet greatness. This is how people thrive and live in their truth and their divine potential. And I want to share with you a really amazing just visualization to work with this energy. And it's based on what we went into yesterday about who's living in your head? What are the judgments you have? And when you visualize that future self part of you, this very quantum part of you that has done the thing, that is living the divine purpose, that is living her truth, what judgments and fears did she have to integrate? Did she have to look at? Did she have to confront and get over or go through in order to hold herself at the level to which she's holding herself? To shine with what she has to shine, to live with what she has to live. What fears and judgments did she have to confront? So now we're going into, so that was going into the future. Now we're going into the past. So I'm going to do a very gentle visualization, knowing that when you work with me one-on-one, we are able to go in at such a level that it transcends anything that we do here. And at the same time, I think that you can get some good gems. And I have people who have worked with me one-on-one that do these masterclasses and still get something new from it. So it's going to help you. So if you can just get into a comfortable seated position, if you don't already have a pen and a notebook and you're watching the playback, you can pause this, grab a pen and paper so that you can write a little bit after we do this about what came up for you, because while it's fresh in your mind and your visualization, okay? So coming back to the judgments that you have for yourself right now, and maybe you feel like yesterday you already worked through them. maybe there's something new. Maybe there's still kind of a root there of a judgment or fear that you have. So with working with women, what I hear again and again and again and again is that no matter how much work you've done, there's still this fear of taking up too much space, what people will think of you. Who does she think she is? That's a common one. Imposter syndrome, not being enough. And, oh my gosh, I want to look at my notes really quick. Being too wild, that's like too much, right? Too muchness, not enoughness. Those are the very common ones. And let's see. There's something about like, I'll be seen for what I really am. And it's like, well, what is that, right? Like, who told you what you really are isn't amazing, isn't divine, right? So we're going to go in and do some of this work. I wanted to find, where is it? It's gone. I take too many Post-it notes. That's the problem. So we're just going to get into this. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. I'll say it after because it has nothing to do with what we're saying. Okay, so look at a judgment you have about yourself, about wanting the thing. So imagine having the thing you want, but when you're like really honest with yourself, you're like, oof, but then what will Joe say? What will my partner think? What will my father, my uncle, my mother, whoever that you envisioned yesterday, kind of like the voices in your head. So go into the fear and judgment around, like, this is why it's more comfortable to stay where I am. Okay, take a few deep breaths. Gonna breathe into your belly. Imagining beautiful, strong roots going down from the soles of your feet into the earth. Deep, 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 deep. All the way down to the core of Mama. The Gaia energy of just transformation, structure, and safety. Nurturing and love. And you're just going to invite that energy up into your low belly, through your legs. Up above your head, you can imagine a beautiful halo or crown, and you're inviting in more divine light straight from source, down through the crown of your head, through your spine, into your low belly, letting this levity mix with this safety, letting this joy mix with this nurturing energy. This is your chi, it's just for you. Receive your own chi from the earth, from Father Sky, from source energy, whatever feels good to you. Receive, receive, receive. Let this energy get bigger and brighter in your body. Let it move up through your high belly, through your heart, through your throat, through the head space, through the back of the head, the back of the neck, the shoulders, the arms, the fingertips, through your high back and your low back. All of your organs are just getting this yummy chi energy that is yours and yours alone. It is just for you. Letting it come into your adrenals, your hips, your legs, your feet. And when you are ready, feel into your body and feel into that judgment or fear that you have about either not being enough, being too much, being an imposter, blah, 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 all the stories, whatever it is that's biggest for you, whatever you noticed yesterday. I want you to feel in your body where you feel that the most today, in this moment of being too wild, of being too much, of being a prima donna or bratty or whatever it is. Feel into your body. Where is it living? And I want you to notice what color, what texture, what this energy looks like in this part of your body. And then the most important question is to ask the energy, is this all mine? And 99% of the time you will get a no. No, it's not all yours. It's not all yours. It's to keep the feminine down. Oh, okay, cool. So we're going to clear whatever's not mine. Ask it to go now into the womb of transformation in the earth. All this energy that's not yours gets to go now. You're free. Hi, Jessa. You're free of that energy. And then what is yours, that's what we're going to transmute. You don't need to transmute the others. You don't need to transmute the programming, the collective junk. You only have to transmute what you've taken on, what you've chosen to believe for fear, for safety. So I want you to ask this energy, when did you originate? How old was I when I took on this belief, when I took on this vow, when I took on this energy of feeling not enough or too much or an imposter or a prima donna or whatever it is that you've taken on? What age was I? What's the age I was where I started to believe that I wasn't enough or I was too much or I was too sensitive or I was whatever, too powerful? Okay, let yourself feel the age. Let yourself see that part of you as the inner child. Notice what she's doing. Notice what she's feeling. Notice what she's having to stuff down or shove down or armor around, where she had to stifle herself or fit into a mold that wasn't for her. Let yourself feel compassion for this itty bitty part of you. And as you see her, I just want you to ask her what she needs from you now, what she'd like support in. She might need to throw a temper tantrum. She might need to be held. She might need to express or dance, or oftentimes she needs to just really create mayhem. Like throwing things and breaking things, and you can hold that safe space for her. So whatever she needs to do to clear this energy, let her clear it. Hold the space as your masculine holding space for your feminine. Your masculine holds the safe space for your feminine to emote, to clear, to feel, to express. So let her do that. Notice where in your body you felt this and see what's happening there. If it's clearing, if it's feeling more expansive there, or if there's still a catch. Whatever your judgment or fear was about being in your divine purpose, about taking up too much space, or about what it means about you to do that, I want you to tell her that she is free now. That she can take up space, or she can shine, or she can do whatever she wants. So let her know that. And then I want you to feel where in your body it feels most expansive and safe to bring this part of you back in. The part where you had to divorce or shun or stifle. Let her come back into a part of your body that feels really expansive to do so. You might notice it in your womb space or your heart space. You might notice it in your head space. Wherever you notice it, just let her come in. Free flowing. And then thank your adult self, your divine masculine, for holding this space for her. And notice that integration of you in your feminine and in your masculine. You in the part of you that can hold safe space for yourself, and the part of you that can emote and feel, and that it's okay and that it's safe to feel, that it's okay to express, that it's more than okay, that it's necessary. And as you start to recognize this, you'll have less judgment, and that's what we want. So give thanks to yourself. Feel into your body and feel what color feels the way that you want to feel. So free, expansive, whatever words you want to use towards your divine purpose. Light, ease. Give it a color and allow yourself to fill in the place where you originally felt the judgment. Let yourself fill in the space with this color, this beautiful ease and freedom and pleasure and love for yourself, compassion, acceptance. Whatever this color is, let it get brighter and bigger. Let it fill up your whole body. Let yourself feel this color emanating through your whole being, through your fingertips, through your toes, this ease and this freedom and this joy. Let it fill your whole aura. Let it fill the space around you. Let yourself feel this moving through your eyes and your tongue and your throat and your belly. And when you're ready, you can blink your eyes open. And just if you're watching the replay, you can pause this and journal anything that came up. If you're not watching the replay, you can go back and do some journaling when I'm complete. And this is a really powerful way to alchemize and transmute any of this energy that you have taken on about what it means to be fully you and shine in your gifts and be in your divine purpose, because ultimately that's what we're here to do. But we will have blocks. The bigger your purpose, the bigger the blocks. The bigger your power, the bigger the blocks. And this is why it's so important to have mentorship and to have coaching around these things, because it helps you to move at a pace that is much quicker and able to alchemize that much more and hold yourself up to a higher standard, because you have support in it. You have guidance in it. So if you have a really strong purpose, if you have a really big dream, this is the time to get the assistance and the support. And so again, I have an amazing offer I mentioned earlier. I'm not going to mention it again today, but I'm really excited, and there's 4 spots available to start today, tomorrow, whenever you decide to start. And so I'll have more information on that in a post, and I'll share that. But if you're really ready to step into some big support for your big mission, this is the time to do it. It's a very potent time. We are in a really big week this week, astrologically. I'll talk about that separately, because some people are watching this at a playback and that's not applicable. So yesterday we talked about judgments. Today we're talking about your divine purpose and your divine potential. And one thing I just want to end with, because I feel like it's very important to understand about the feminine and about healing your feminine, is that any one person that we project a lot onto, so in childhood, in adulthood, whenever we do, anyone that we have a lot of projections onto, there's a lot of energy and potency there. We're dumping a lot of our energy into a belief or a judgment or a fear about a certain person. We also have a root in internally. So anyone that we project a bunch upon to becomes our inner work to clear. So I feel this is really important for the age that we're in, where everybody wants to point a finger, cancel someone out, judge someone, blame everyone else but themselves. Anyone that we're doing that to such a degree that we're using our life force energy a lot in our daily life to judge, criticize, project onto, becomes our inner work to clear. And this is why I have women in my world who, dream about me, or like have these things with different people where like, why was this person in my dream? It's like, you've projected anything. It can be good or bad. You've projected, or you put on a pedestal someone else, and you've done it to such a degree, there's some internal process that needs to be cleared. Because if you want the thing that you've put on a pedestal, you have to do the inner work to bring that pedestal down to your level. And the same is true of someone that you don't see on a pedestal, you're looking down upon, or you're judging, or you're criticizing, is that you have to bring that up to your conscious mind to heal and integrate. Otherwise, you're always going to have that shadow work to do, and it's going to keep you from the juiciest things on this planet. So I just wanted to share that because it's something that's really important that's coming through this week, and our projections are really important for us to look at. So anyone that you're projecting a bunch upon, in a good way or bad way, all of that polarity doesn't matter. It's a big energetic space holder in your consciousness. And so that needs to be integrated so that you can flourish. So I hope that you all have a beautiful day. There's some things here that I think you can work with from the visualization that we did, from the worksheets for today. And if you have any questions, you can post them here in our chat. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for our final day. And I hope you just get to enjoy this beautiful week. Take care.